What's up, my favorite people in the world? High five for showing up and doing some Monday morning breathwork training with me. I am your host and your coach, the lovely, the unforgettable, the one and only Anthony LaRubio. I'm just kidding, just a regular old guy. We're going to begin today's breathwork training session seated like we always do. Go ahead and hop into that seat. We're going to start with a few physiological sighs to settle in. If you don't know what those are and you've never done breathwork with me before, don't worry. I'm going to walk you through it. Whatever brought you here, though, I appreciate that you're here. Thank you for coming. Whether you're climbing a high altitude mountain or you're trying to use breathwork training to build some mental stress resilience, this is what I'm here for. We're going to do a couple of breathwork training protocols that do help our fellow mountain athletes get up that mountain. Shout out to those of you training for Aconcagua. I know the climbing season is upon us. So what I'm going to do is walk you through a few breathwork training protocols that help strengthen the respiratory muscles, give you a little bit of an idea on how we do breathwork training. But the primary purpose of today's session is to help with recovery. So that's what we're going to focus on more than anything. All right, from that seated position, sit up nice and straight, tall spine, relaxed shoulders. Take a normal deep breath, maybe not so normal. Shake out whatever needs shaken. If this is the first thing you're doing today, welcome to the day. I hope this helps you out. Let's take a normal breath in through the nose first. Pause just for a moment and then sniff in again, like a jolt up into the nose. And then an exhale through your mouth. Just let it go with a deep sigh. Or let's do two more of those physiological sighs. Inhale through the nose. Pause. Sniff in again. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Pause. Sniff. And exhale. Nice job. We're going to go right into nose unblocking exercise. Take a normal breath in through the nose. Normal breath out. Pinch your nose and hold your breath. Now, gently nod your head up and down. Continue to hold. Observe if you're feeling stress from this breath hold. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Release your nose. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe normally for 3 breaths. If you do feel stress during that breath hold, something that we can work on is carbon dioxide tolerance, which we're going to do just in a moment. Take another breath in, another breath out. Pinch and hold, nod your head up and down. Relax into any diaphragm contractions that might be happening here. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Release and breathe in again. Good. Let's do this one more time. Again, we're trying to unblock that nose for you, especially if you're a snotty old person. Let's hopefully clear up that nose. Let's take one last breath in. Snotty old person. Breathe out. Pinch and hold. Nod your head up and down. I was going to say something a bit more inappropriate. I caught myself. Okay. Thanks. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Release. Deep breath in through the nose. Go ahead and relax. Good. Coming to that point about carbon dioxide tolerance, let's do a little exam, a little test right now. What I'm going to run through with you is something called a carbon dioxide tolerance test. What this means is we're going to take a normal breath in, normal breath out. Then you're going to begin a really big inhale. You're going to try to fill up your lungs as much as you possibly can. And when you reach the very top of that, I'm going to begin a timer. You're going to try to extend this exhale as long as you possibly can to the point that you're squeezing every last bit of air out of your lungs. And whatever time is on the screen, when you need to take a new breath, that is your personal carbon dioxide tolerance test. If you've been doing this for a while with me, let's try to compare this to some of the first ones that you've done. Okay? So let's take a normal breath in through the nose. Normal breath out. Now begin that deep inhale. Filling up, filling up, filling up. And now, with the mouth closed, the air just leaking slowly out of your nose, maybe work on that throat lock. Try to extend this exhale as long as you possibly can. Work with that feeling of breathlessness that develops inside your head. If you need to swallow, swallow. That sometimes relaxes the diaphragm, which may be contracting for you. Put everything you have into this. Try to extend this as long as you possibly can. If you finish, go ahead and come back to normal breathing and relax. If you're still going, awesome job. Stay focused. Whenever you finish, just take note of the time that's on the screen. I'm going to run the timer for another 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. I know many of you out there can probably go for a bit longer, and if you're still going, awesome. That is the carbon dioxide tolerance test. If your score was, say, 30 or below, I think we have a lot of work to do, and we can work on targeted carbon dioxide tolerance training exercises that will help make you feel less out of breath. Everybody wants that, right? If it was 30 to 45, that's okay. Above a 45, decent. If you're a minute or above, that's pretty good. Nice job. All right. So that's the carbon dioxide tolerance test. Let's do a little training, actually. Let's train the inspiratory muscles now. So from that seated position, hopefully you're still there, we're going to target some diaphragmatic breathing, but we're going to do this against resistance. The way that I'm going to suggest that you do it is just by blocking one nostril. But if you do have some inspiratory muscle training device, something like the sports mask, you can put that on, set it to the highest resistance setting, and go ahead and breathe through your nose against this resistance. But if you don't have that, like I said, no problem. We're going to use our poor man's muscle training air resistance device by blocking one nostril. So this is very simple. We're going to take 5 very fast inhalations, as fast as you possibly can against this air resistance. Then we're going to repeat it again for a set of 8, and then we're going to go for a set of 10, okay? So seated, tall spine, relaxed shoulders. Take a normal breath in through the nose. Normal breath out. Pinch your nose, and now begin a very strong and fast inhale through your nose. Exhale normally, let the air go. Pinch the nose again, deeply in. Nice job. If you want to, you can put one hand on your lower belly just to ensure that you're breathing diaphragmatically with each and every deep inhale. Don't want to hold too much tension in the face or in the neck. We want all of this pressure, the force that we use to pull the air in, to come from the diaphragm, that lower belly. Feel it 360 degrees around. One last time, maybe your 5th. Good. Go ahead and relax. If at all you feel lightheaded, that's fairly normal. We did just breathe a lot faster and stronger than we normally would. 2 tips. The first one is try to relax the muscles in your face and your neck. Focus just on the diaphragm. That may help with that lightheaded feeling. Excuse me, I always yawn when I'm coaching breathwork. The second tip is try to re-inhale some of that breath. You can do that by training with a sports mask because it pulls some of the air right inside this little volume of space, and you re-inhale that carbon dioxide. If not, you could even breathe through some cupped, exhale through cupped hands, and then re-inhale some of that as well. That's another option. Okay, let's go in for round 2. We're going to go for 8 breaths this time. Try to stick with it. Take a normal breath in through the nose. Normal breath out. Block one nostril and go deeply in. Relaxed breath out. Deeply in. I just realized that cupped exercise is not going to work because we're inhaling with one nostril block. Maybe you can do it like this, with one finger against the nostril, cupped around. But whatever you're doing here, continue to breathe against that one nostril blocked. You're doing great. Let's go for 2 more. Last one, deeply in. Good. Go ahead and relax. Again, the primary muscle that we're working on strengthening here is the diaphragm. Secondary muscles are your intercostal muscles in your rib cage. These are tricky muscles. We don't feel fatigue quite the same way in these muscles that you would do in your biceps, for example, doing like bicep curls. There's just less nerve endings that end inside these muscles. So it might not feel like you're getting a workout, but trust me, you are if you're breathing hard against resistance. And that is good because that's going to help you on those uphill treks, climbs, runs, etc. All right, let's go for one last set here. Going for 10 reps here. Take a normal breath in through the nose. Normal breath out. Now begin. Notice my shoulders really aren't moving. Try to relax your shoulders, relax your neck, relax your face. We want a lot of expansion to happen inside the belly and 360 degrees around your rib cage. Feel free to switch up the nostril that you're breathing through. Sometimes one is more blocked than the other. Let's go for 2 more. You can do it. Come on. Last breath. Good. Go ahead and relax. Let's do a little bit of slow breathing for a moment. Breathe in on a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Slowly in. 3, 2, 1. Slowly out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. We're going to go into one more training exercise here. This is called exhale pulsations. Okay. So we're going to focus only on providing force on the exhale. We're going to do this through the nose. If you have a tissue nearby, you might create a snotty mess. So get that tissue ready. The inhale after you forcibly exhale should just happen passively and naturally. You can place one hand on your lower belly. That sometimes helps just to center around that pressure to happen in the abdomen space with each and every exhale. Okay? So with me, begin a sharp and quick exhale through the nose, and then a natural passive inhale will happen in through the nose. Do this repetitively, very quickly, like this. Create all that pressure inside the abdomen space for each and every breath. Let's continue for 20 more breaths. You might feel some fatigue there in the abdomen. That's good. We're training our exhalation muscles. Let's go for 10 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and relax. All right, nice job. That helps with some detox as well, which also contributes to that recovery. All right. Now, take a moment, maybe wipe off your nose. Let's begin our downshift and recover exercise, which is called the 90-90 downshift. We're going to do this in a box breathing exercise. If you want to, I do encourage you actually in the 90-90 position to do this on the ground, but You can also do this from a seated position. I'm going to go ahead and take one moment. I'm going to adjust myself onto my yoga mat. 1 second here. Okay. All right. I forgot to switch my microphone. So, from a 90-90 position, which effectively means your feet are up on the chair and your knees are basically in a 90-90 position, what I want you to do is either place a hand on your lower belly, or you could just grab something. I'm going to grab my sports mask case here and go ahead and put that on your lower belly. Now, we're going to simply do a box breathing exercise with this on the belly so that we can monitor this tangible sensational feedback here. When we inhale, we feel the belly rise, and when we exhale, we feel it fall. I want you to focus on relaxing your head against the ground beneath you, relaxing your shoulders against the ground beneath you. Get that butt close enough to the chair where you create that 90-90 position with your knees. First, your hips and your knees. Those are the big joints that are creating the 90-90. Feel your sacrum, your tailbone against the ground beneath you. Again, just take a normal breath in and feel the belly rise. Normal breath out, feel the belly fall. We're going to begin the box breathing. And inhale on a count of 4, 3, 2, and then hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 3, 2, and then hold 4, 3, 2. Once again, inhale and hold. Now hold. Inhale. Inhale. And hold. Continue on your own in the rhythm of this breathing. Weight of your body on the ground beneath you. And all of your attention to your breathing. Giving yourself a little safe container to just be present with your. Any thoughts coming into your mind, gently nudge them aside and come back to the sensations you feel as you breathe. We're going to continue for just a couple more rounds. We're Wherever you are, sync up with me as we take an inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Inhale and hold. Exhale and hold. Allow your natural breathing pattern to come back to you. Just noticing how it feels as the air comes in through your nose and goes back out through your nose. Take a moment and send yourself a bit of gratitude for your breath, for your body, this body that's putting you through whatever training that you're going through right now, whatever stress you're going through right now, and ultimately, whatever goals you have. This mind and this body are going to be the things, the vehicles that get you there. If your eyes are closed, go ahead and blink them open. You can start to make your way back up to that seated position. Take your time. I want to thank you all so much for joining me, Anthony from Recal, in this brief but hopefully effective breathwork training session. If you're curious to learn more about that carbon dioxide tolerance test, you can go here, which will not only give you the carbon dioxide tolerance test, but it will give you 4 more breath assessments where you can use to figure out how well you breathe, not only from the the biochemical standpoint, which is that carbon dioxide tolerance, but also your biomechanical standpoint. We talked a lot about it. Breathing with the diaphragm will engage the belly, expand the rib cage. We want to breathe fully, but we want to get the air low into the lungs, which helps with our oxygenation during workouts, training, or on the mountain. This assessment will help you understand where your weak links are and where and how you can improve. So with that, once again, I want to thank you for joining, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care, everybody. Bye.